All right. So I'm finally here. My schedule was thrown off a little bit, but I'm going to get back on track this weekend. I just had to handle a lot of things, a lot of business, but I'm back onto my job. And I want to deal with a subject that was brought to my attention by King Babe. King Babe is a longtime subscriber, oftentimes in the chat room and in the comment section. So I made a post in regard to King Babe's situation. Apparently, at the apartment complex, they're going to hold a doggy pool party. A doggy pool party at the apartment complex swimming pool. Now, right there, there's cause for concern right there. If you are going to let a bunch of dogs into a swimming pool, it should be a swimming pool that humans don't use ever. And I think people need to be made aware of how contaminated pools are. And I think King Babe might want to share this video with the landlord at this apartment complex. They seem to be ignorant of the facts. So if that's a possibility, I don't want to postpone this video any further. People get sick from fecal parasites in pools, according to the CDC. Not IHD, CDC. According to the CDC. Fecal parasites can live in swimming pools for hours or even days. Fecal parasites from dogs live in these pools. Now here, USA Today has published something from the CDC warning all of you about fecal matter in swimming pools. Now, I want y'all to understand that this article that you're looking at now by USA Today, they're projecting fecal matter parasites as having come from people. Because in this article, they're saying that, hey, wait for a while after you have a bowel movement. That's what they're talking about. I kid you not. They're on here talking about, hey, if you have diarrhea, maybe you should wait for a while before you jump into the swimming pool. But most people contract cryptosporidium from dogs. Most of the people that have it, they got it from a dog. Cryptosporidium in humans, I suspect, originally came from dogs, transmitted to people from dogs. And we all know that it's a fact that every year, thousands of Americans alone contract cryptosporidium from their dog. Proven fact. Every year. So what do you think's going to happen when you let a bunch of dogs into the swimming pool? Do you all know those parasites could still be present in that swimming pool, even if they drain it and add new water? We know how resilient parasites are. They can live in the soil for over a year. So you can imagine they could survive in water for quite a while. Now, like I was saying, this article right here, projecting this idea that cryptosporidium exclusively comes from other people, this article really serves as a defense for dogs. That's essentially what it is. It's an article to hide, to conceal the truth of where cryptosporidium primarily comes from. Primarily comes from dogs. And you telling me these people about to have a dog pool party and nobody's complaining? Shows how ignorant. Really, in the digital era, being in this internet Google era, you still have no complaints? Sounds like a people with a low IQ to me. As soon as I hear about something like that in a pool that I use, that I pay for, that I pay to use, hey, about to have a dog party in that pool, I'm raising all kinds of complaints. Are you crazy? Not only that, before I complain, even if I'm ignorant, I'm about to look into that. I'm gonna be like, what dogs? That's nasty. Let me see how safe that is. Okay, and the facts speak against doing this. Now that's just cryptosporidium, people. Other fecal parasites can live in swimming pools, as you see right here. Cryptosporidium is just one of the many germs that can live and spread in swimming pool water. Others include Giardia, also that dogs, it runs rampant through dogs. Norovirus, E. coli, rampant through dogs. I don't know about this one. I've never even heard of this. What is this? Is that a germ? Watch this. There you go. It's common in dogs as well. Why am I not surprised? I'm not surprised. So all of them are common in dogs, and you really want me to believe that they're getting it from other people exclusively? Stop. So these nutters, now listen, I call y'all nutters because your lifestyle is crazy to me and a lot of other people. It's suicidal. It gets many of you hurt all the time. This is not hate speech. It's not hate speech to call you a nutter. It's irrefutable that y'all live a lifestyle that gets thousands of you sent to the ER every single day in the US alone. Y'all need to be honest and admit that you live a risky lifestyle, a daredevil lifestyle. But anyways, what they do is they contract all of these parasites at home before they even get to the swimming pool. So when they get to the pool and they get inside the pool where a non-dog lover, non-dog owner also gets into the pool, that person who is not a dog owner is going to contract the parasites from the dog owner because the dog owner contracted them from their dog. And if they can live in water, then they can obviously, I would assume that they could travel via water. That's what they do. They get released into the water. That's why they said, hey, wait a while after you have a bowel movement. And with dogs, dogs are going to urinate and defecate inside the water. Now, when you consider how toxic dog urine is, how healthy do you think that is? It's pretty common for health departments to shut down swimming pools. It's pretty common. for health reasons. Here's another one on Cryptosporidium, parasite found in fecal matter. Okay? Can easily find its way into any water source, especially swimming pools. Especially. Let's put that in red. How about that? I did not do that on purpose. It knew that that was an emergency. So it highlighted in red just instinctively. Especially in swimming pools. So it's most likely to be transmitted in the swimming pool. That's a huge health violation. No respectable apartment complex holds something like this, something this disgusting and dangerous. How low class is that? Where you basically want to drink dog water. I mean, why not just drink straight dog urine and eat straight dog excrement while you at it? I don't think it's fair to subject everyone to such a disgusting swimming pool just because a few dog owners want to do something as dumb and useless and unnecessary as bringing their dumb, disgusting, worthless dogs into the pool. They should not be subjected. Look at here, another CDC warning from another media outlet. They're warning of cryptofecal parasite that can live for days in swimming pools. How many sources say this? And from how many respected sources? Most people respect the CDC, although I've proven them to be wrong and flawed on a few things. That's cool. Okay? Reach your own conclusion. Don't believe it just because CDC says it or just because I say it. Believe it because it makes sense to you. Okay? This source saying up to 7 days. It's disgusting. Now, according to King Babe, they rejected his complaint. Let me see if I can find that. I want to pull that up. Also, I need to do a follow-up on Jeannie. Because can y'all believe the New York, whoever is in charge of, they rejected her complaint? No, I don't remember an apology at all. But no, they're about to get a follow-up for that. Y'all can get a follow-up for that. Okay, y'all want to reject complaints? You just don't want to do nothing? Fine. I'm going to just do my part and give you bad publicity. And it's really not bad publicity. I'm just sharing what you're doing. You're the one doing it. All right? I'm not trying to hear nobody, people trying to go on this campaign. Oh, this IHD guy he's so wicked and mean and evil and immoral. Oh, he's such a criminal and he's doing criminal things. Oh, he's hypnotizing his listeners. Oh, he's putting voodoo on them. Oh, he's conning. Oh, shut up. Shut up, nutter. Now let me share this. Right. You know what? But I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this for another video. Jeannie is going through also a serious situation. Is King Babe in the house? Let me go to the chat room. How y'all doing? It ain't that many people up. Good. I didn't expect there to be. But yeah, I'd like to know. But apparently King Babe complained, and they're still going to have this nasty, disgusting party. Look at this. A new report from the CDC finds 69 waterborne illness outbreaks over a 2-year period. There are 1,300 known patients. 73 hospitalizations, and 1 death. Most cases involved pools and hot tubs, and a very specific parasite known as cryptos that is disgusting. And I believe that's primarily coming from dogs. These are dog people. These are dog people. And they're going into these swimming pools, and these parasites are being released from these people's anus. Right? They are hitching a ride on the water. Once the water starts seeping in and out of their anus, and they're still alive while they're in the swimming pool. You know, every now and then you swallow that pool water, don't you? Don't you? Many of us remember getting sick shortly after going swimming, after a whole day of swimming. Maybe the next day or day after that, you're sick as a dog. Oh my goodness. Shout out to everybody in the house. Jeannie in the house. She did complain to health department in her area. I don't know. I need to talk to King Babe. Look, if I need to do a follow-up, I do a follow-up. There is no rush. You know, my channel is not like, make a fabulous video here. But no, this is a true vlog. And I just want to share what these people are doing with these dogs. Look, if these businesses didn't have rules and policies in place that they were breaking and allowing to be broken, I wouldn't have anything to complain about. Both of the situations with Jeannie and all of the other situations I've ever covered were situations where those establishments had policies in place and their workers would allow dog people to break them. That's not cool. Because why do you think the rules and policies are in place? Okay? They need to respect that if nothing else. So I feel bad for anybody who enjoys swimming. Now it's about to get cold in most parts of, well, not most, some parts of the United States. In the southern parts of the U.S., it'll still be kind of warm, maybe all the way up until December. I don't know how long or how often people in the South swim, but this is terrible. It is terrible and unfortunate. And if it's an indoor pool, then yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. That thing is going to be contaminated, and people use it all the time, year round. Not no more. Not no more if you're a health conscious person. Disgusting. Shame on that apartment complex. 100%. Now, it's been a couple days since I've been online. I had somebody try to hack me, and I had to do a lot of things in response to it. But I also been working more, as you all know. My days are getting as long as 12 hours now again. Usually lingers around that area, 10, 12 hours. Shame on everybody. Shame on the world. Shame on Florida. Why is it the end thing to do bad things? Things that get people hurt. And you imbeciles, low-life people, y'all getting kids hurt, you lunatics. Y'all doing things that primarily gets kids hurt. Removing bully breed bans primarily hurts your kids. You big dummy. Capital D on dummy. Are you even human? Are y'all human? Ron DeSantis, are you even a human being? What is going on here? And they're still bragging about this. This article surfaced yesterday. They're still bragging about this. And in this article, they point out how the day after that ban was lifted, they dealt with attacks. This woman right here needed facial reconstruction, okay, after being severely attacked by a neighbor's pit bull. Shortly after, they banned all pit bulls. Now they're removing the ban. Removing the ban. How about that? This person, right, is she still alive? She can still be alive. Can you imagine how confused she is? Put the ban in place after she was attacked. And now, once those types of attacks have become normalized, they remove it. And get this, claiming that they removed it because there's no proof that there's any differences between breeds. Based on what? Not the statistics. Ain't that crazy? That's their reason for removing the bans. Hey, there's no proof that there is any difference between breeds. There's no proof that any one breed is more dangerous than any other breed. That is their narrative. That's their reason. But my question is, according to what? Because y'all not basing that statement on statistics. If you were basing that on statistics, if statistics reflected that belief, I wouldn't have anything to say. You couldn't object. You'd be like, hey, there are the stats. They don't attack people any more often than other breeds. They're the stats. They don't mutilate. They don't disfigure any more than other breeds. They don't kill any more than other breeds. The idea that this breed is more dangerous is in fact a myth. Whether or not that's a myth is 100% dependent on the statistics. And this is the part that they don't understand. It's just that simple. This is the part that they don't understand. Okay? And when nutter is not an insult. My grandma used to call people, say, nutty as a fruitcake. Nutty as a fruitcake. It just means you're a nut. You're nutty. You're crazy. It's another way of saying crazy. That's really not an insult. Stop being so sensitive. The dog people, of all things they could talk about, they want to come talk about me referring to them as nutters. So stop it. Whoa. Didn't mean to show that. My apologies. But I wanted to snag this story because it was interesting. I'm like, what are they still talking about this for? Because if I'm not mistaken, this happened a while ago. I don't want to show it. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can. Okay, let me see. I think I can do something here. Bear with me. I don't want to. There we go. Columbia County pit bull owner gets probation. Fine in dogs. Attack on 11-year-old cyclist. He gets probation. For, badly mutilating an 11-year-old. Badly. Yeah, the worst injuries you could think of. Crushed this, ripped that, destroyed this. The worst types of injuries possible. This dude got probation and a fine. Really? Here's my problem. Since y'all always got my name in your mouth, you nutters. Here's the thing. It's only natural, it's only normal, it's only natural to be dead set against anything that does something that you yourself wouldn't do. Do you need me to repeat that? It only makes sense to be dead set against something that does something that you yourself wouldn't do. I would not attack an 11-year-old. I would not beat up and start stabbing a 2-year-old. And if I were to ever see that done by anything or anyone, I'd probably be traumatized. And I would want anything that's willing and able to do that again to be removed. There's nothing extreme about my belief that these things should be banned. What's extreme is all of you who think they have a rightful place in society as they currently exist in society. That's extreme. To support the presence of creatures that prefer to attack 13 and under, infants included, that's extreme. And they're willing to attack in response to a mere sound or movement. They're that dumb and that's extreme. Not wanting those things around is not extreme. So knock yourself out. You know, and people, this is why I don't get any opponents on this channel, even though I beg for them. They don't want to give me what I'm asking for. They know I'm just looking to make an example out of someone in front of a lot of, as many people as possible. And they don't want to take that chance. And that's too bad. But I'm always take your refusal as your way of admitting that what I'm saying is true. That nothing that I'm saying is extreme, because even dog lovers agree with it. Dog lovers, they know full well that all large dogs should be banned, regardless of not if they're bully breeds. They all know it. And if any of you dog lovers want to disagree with that, let's go. It's nothing I say here is extreme. Even that they should be exterminated. That's not extreme. They should be driven into extinction. However it happens, that's not extreme. Because if they don't belong inside of our homes, what are we going to do? Turn our communities into the same types of community that India has? Where we step outside, there's dogs everywhere? No, we can't just turn them loose in society. No matter where we take them, they're going to find their way back to civilization. So you have to y'all shouldn't have created these mutants in the first place. This is a problem that y'all created. That you need to look at this thing. You know, while you're doing your experimenting, you're doing your inbreeding, knowing that it would cause dysfunction, knowing that it would produce mutants. That's the craziest thing about bully breeds and the whole bully breed culture. As they made these things, their intent was to produce mutants. That's why they inbred them. They wanted to produce a monster. That's exactly what they produced. These things are nothing but absolute monsters. Complete, heartless, soulless, inhumane monsters that don't deserve nothing beneficial from people whatsoever. And that's why they are so committed to promoting them. Every time we turn around, every single day, they're saying stuff like this. A saddened dog owner arrived home to see the stabbing of her her beloved XL bully. Oh, please. They're always making these goofy stories and articles. The dodo is a non-stop propaganda machine that is there to constantly promote these monstrous mutants. It's because dogs are so hideous and unlikable, hateable. That's why they get so much promotion. Many of us wonder, why are dogs everywhere? Why they're promoted so much? It is because, one, they're worth a lot of money, and two, they're very easy to hate, very easy to dislike. In fact, by nature, we're supposed to dislike these things. So they need a constant propaganda machine. That is this nut culture. So somebody stabbed a bully XL to death. The dog owner was Marie Stevens, a 30-year-old. I wonder if she was a bad owner. Sounds like somebody thought that she was a bad owner. Took matters into their own hands. I'm not giving no opinion on that. I'm just giving out my theory, my suspicions. So she found her XL bully dead on her living room floor. And the murder weapon, a knife, was still stuck inside the dog's carcass, right? The cadaver. She had cared for this worthless mutt for 3 years. Now listen, me calling these things worthless, that's not hate speech either. They are worthless. They're not worth anything. They're not valuable. Everything is superficial. The most you dog lovers can say about these things is that when you rub them, you feel better. Well, guess what? You can rub anything. In fact, other things are more effective than these dumb, stinking mutants. Okay? There's nothing smart that y'all can say. You know, and come on, listen. What's the worst thing? Listen, we have a debate uninterrupted. Nobody can interrupt anyone. Listen, you can tap out at any time. I'll make that clause in the contract. Anytime you want to just opt out of the debate, I will just stop it. Then I'll talk about other things, talk about news. But I need one of you so-called experts. Y'all been running around the news like a chicken with your head cut off. Y'all making the rounds, you getting off on this extra attention. I've been watching all you. You loving all the extra attention, everybody paying attention to dogs. Y'all been talking real strong. But y'all don't want to confront none of your critics. That makes you look weak. The more I talk, the weaker you look. There ain't none of y'all responding. All right? So, yeah, that's a admission of that what I'm saying is true. Now, they've arrested 2 people. That's too bad. That's too bad. There's no telling why they killed that dog. Now, that dog probably attacked him, dragged him in the house. They broke free finally and got a knife. We don't know what happened. Ridiculous, man. And do you know how dangerous it is to go into someone's house and stab their dog? You know how dangerous that is? That's dangerous. Most people wouldn't take the chance to do something like that. They don't want to risk their life, their freedom, their job, might have a family. So when people do stuff like that, there's a good chance they were driven insane. What's driving them insane? Well, it may be whatever they stabbed. They get complaints, don't they? Nonstop. Every time you turn around, somebody's calling animal control or the cops because of a dog. See, that's another thing that we could collect data on. How many calls are made in the United States for dangerous dogs on a daily basis? In fact, you could probably find that now. Can you imagine? There's probably a whole slew of different statistics we can put together if we had independent researchers. As of right now, we don't have any anti-dog researchers. That whole field is wide open to be tapped into. You could collect information for that statistic, and definitely, like I said, I believe the hospital visits are a lot worse than what people make out to be. But I still like to know more because they really don't show or share the information on people who need reconstructive surgery. They don't share enough information. They'll just say, oh, a number of people needed reconstructive surgery. I want to hear exactly what it was. Because when you start hearing the details of those injuries, that's when you start to really understand how dangerous dogs are. Once you hear people need their foot put back on, they need their lung put back into their body. These things cause injuries like that. They'll rip off all piece of your body, just rip it right off. Doctor, listen, some of the things that these doctors have said since pit bulls have been popular and out here ripping up people, they've said they've never seen injuries like this. Like I said, they compare it with shark attacks. They've never seen stuff like this. And like I said, seeing that these things can bite through bone, then that makes them no different from a flipping bear or a lion. Just because these dogs can't beat up a lion don't mean that they are not just as dangerous as a lion to you, a little fragile human being. Wow. What a backwards society. And listen, we don't care that there are a bunch of dogs living in homes. And what is it? Why are they talking about this anyways? Data says thousands of banned dogs living in British homes with owners. Okay, are they banned now? Okay, I thought that the people who own them get to keep them. These people are just writing anything, just looking for something to write about. That's not news. Yeah, they're living in their home with their owner, and they're going to live with their owner till they die. That's the stupid thing about this dumb ban. And after they die, it's going to be some other bully breeds waiting to replace them. Just going to be a little bit smaller. You think that's going to make a difference? Must still be able to bite right through your whole body. Nutters. Y'all think we don't see you? You think we don't understand what you're doing? Yeah, we do. A lot of dog lovers understand what's going on with this fake responses, these fake responses to this problem, this pandemic. It's an emergency. And Halloween is very close. I believe it's this weekend, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's on the 31st, right? Maybe that's not this weekend. That's on Tuesday. Okay? Is it 31st? I think it's the 31st. But as I told y'all, they're preparing for all these attacks on kids. Oh, that's what they're doing. They're getting their excuses together. They're getting their lies together. Their cover story, their propaganda. They're getting it all ready right now. And they do this every single year before Halloween and other holidays. Oh, the kid's going to be out. So if there are kids out, your dogs are going to get anxious. Your dogs are going to get filled with anxiety, and because they're scared of those terrible kids, those intimidating kids. See, kids come around, then they start talking about how the dog is filled with stress. Because that's their way of concealing the fact that their dog wants to attack them. The truth is that your dog is salivating and envisioning killing your kid just because it's a deranged, violent mutant that loves to attack. That's the truth. And these sickos would rather blame the kids. But look at this. This rubbed me the wrong way. This surfaced yesterday. Dog safety ahead of Halloween and bonfire night. Bonfire night and Halloween. Okay. As Halloween and bonfire approach, animals, especially only dogs. In fact, just stop with that animal stuff. There they go again. See how they always try to include other animals? I hate when they do that. They try to project other animals as being just as dysfunctional and deranged as dogs. No, they're not. Stop it. Stop with that. Do not put dogs in the same category as other animals. Dogs, and they don't become distressed, okay? They just want to attack kids because then during Halloween, they see a bunch of them. That's all it is. That's all it is. When they see kids on an individual level, they have a strong urge to attack them. So what do you think the dog is going through its dumb, deranged mind if it sees a whole bunch of kids and it's just nonstop? It's not going to be able to contain itself. These nutters call that stress and anxiety. Shut up. Shut up, you lying nutter. No, what it is bloodthirst. Its tail is wagging, it's acting all dumb and crazy and hyper because it's bloodthirsty. Can't wait to kill one of your kids and rip their throat out. You're up here lying about that. That is so sick, man. Lying about how bloodthirsty these killers are. You crazy yourself. And look, just like I said, they start this article off talking about how they going to become distressed. For what, dude? Just because it's kids walking? Shut up. More reason why they don't belong in our communities. If they can't take kids walking and ringing a doorbell, if they can't handle a flipping doorbell, then get them out of here. You dumb mutants. Ain't nothing admirable about creatures like that flip out and get filled with stress and anxiety, according to you, just in response to normal, calm things going on. There ain't nothing stimulating about kids walking around. But notice how they projecting this nonsense. If you're hosting a party, having friends and family around, or answering the door to trick-or-treaters, just remember your dog might act out of character if they are anxious and stressed. Your dog's actions are your responsibility. Once a dog becomes stressed or anxious, it can take days for the dog to calm down and return to its normal behavior. Really? Is that normal? So, yeah, since you mentioned normal behavior, is it normal for it to take days to calm down after a moment of stress or anxiety? So something gets these things excited. They're going to be excited for days? That is deranged. Ain't nothing natural about that. That sounds like an inbred mutant. You know, they get excited and they're so dumb that they can't calm down. Right? Not dumb, they're so damaged or dysfunctional, malwired, or whatever word I'm looking for. They can't calm down, so it's just nonstop. Somebody upset them. Even after the source of their stress goes away, they're still upset. That's a reflection how dysfunctional this thing is. All right? Nothing natural about this. Notice how everything they say about dogs is a reason to dislike dogs. So it's important to remember to be understanding. No, thank you. No, thank you. That's what this article said, not me. Just in case you're listening to this video on audio. This article said that it's important to be understanding about the dog's anxiety and stress. No. I can be understanding to an extent, to an understandable level of, or understandable response to stress and anxiety. But this is no, that's unreasonable. Take days to calm down, that's unreasonable. Wow. Vigilant and aware the days after your dog has displayed any type of distress or change. What an annoying creature to own as a pet. Who in the world would want something like this? You know what? If somebody asked me to describe the type of pet that everybody would hate, these are the types of things that I'd say. Wouldn't you say some things like this too? Like, yeah, you know what? If you just had to make it up. Yes, these are the most annoying creatures on the planet, man. It's ridiculous. Wow. It's unbelievable. Like, I'm blown away at how unlikable these things are from them explaining how dogs are. The lovers of dogs can break down to you the character of dogs, and you're blown away at how unlikable they are. This is crazy. Okay. So this guy explains what you can do to keep your dog and family safe. You may already understand blah, blah, blah. Provide your dog with a quiet and safe place. Leave toys in the area so your dog associates it with feeling calm and safe. You got to do all these science experiments with these dumb mutants just to keep them calm. Really? Just to keep this dumb mutt calm and to keep it from wanting to attack people, I got to do all this. Get a special room for this dumb mutt. Lay out a bunch of toys. Walk your dog in daylight hours. Put the radio. No, don't put the radio on. Listen to these people. They're giving. And you know what? They're the type to try this stuff and then realize it's bad advice. That's all this is. Put the radio on. Yeah, you turn the radio on, that dumb mutt. Look, if this thing is easy to get stressed out, why wouldn't the radio stress it out? What are you talking about, man? No, you don't turn the radio on, dude. Close windows and curtains to muffle the Oh, man. Man, I ain't closing nothing for no dog. What is wrong with you? Man, please. Man, this is worship. Anybody willing to do all this stuff just for a dog, just because a dog's in the house, you're worshiping that thing. I am not augmenting my life or nothing in my home or how I live or do nothing for no dog. I will do it for my child, my wife. A dog, never. Wow. And that's what makes me human. That right there makes me humane. If you're hosting a celebration, follow the tips below to keep everyone in your home safe. Provide your dog with space to move away from the people in your home. Wait a minute, why? What is with this, all of this talk about getting the dog away from all these people? And then y'all tell us that bringing the dog around a lot of people is a good thing to socialize it. Make up your mind. This is a strong contradiction. Is that fair? Is it fair for me to say that? All of this talk that they're going through about, hey, get the dog away from all these people because the people are stressing it out. So how's it supposed to get socialized? If it gets stressed and anxiety from seeing people, what kind of sense? So see, when people, that proves that they're just lying. That's one of the best ways you figure out a liar. When they are making contradictions. They're inconsistent. And this is raw in your face inconsistency, right? If y'all don't understand by now, you never will. And I don't understand how you don't understand. This is crazy. Always supervise your dog and children. Pay attention to what's happening so you can intervene at the earliest. Stare at your dog, basically, because it's going to want to attack the kids. And If you can, leap through the air like Superman if you see the dog bare its teeth or put its ears down. That's never happened before, right? So if it happens, you'll be famous. Encourage gentle stroking and do not allow children to pull, grab, or sit on the dog. So notice how he's describing only scenarios where the dog is violated or where they can say the dog is being a victim of something the child is doing. Right? Provide your dog with a safe space. Oh, kids playing around, scary, right? Gentle stroking. Do not allow people unknown to your dog near them if it's eating, sleeping, or with items. Okay. And when you eat, the thing stares at you and walks right up to you. Invade your space, oftentimes put their face right in your food and start eating it without your permission. Again, exactly the type of character to dislike. There ain't nothing admirable about that type of character. Okay? Y'all want to deal with dogs like they're humans? Let's do that. Let's just deal with the character of these creatures. Y'all don't want to play that game. If you see your dog is becoming worried or agitated, how are you supposed to notice that when that is how they always behave? They always behave like they're worried or agitated. Every now and then they'll sit still, but everybody got to rest at some point. And many of the times when they're relaxed, they're drugged up anyways. Dumb, worthless mutants. Stop trying to sophisticate these things, will you? Please, dog lovers. Ain't nothing sophisticated about these things. They're dumb, worthless, just piles of trash. That's all they are. Y'all be putting so much value on these things. It makes me sick. Laws to protect them, acting like they're gods and deities. These are literally nothing but piles of excrement that happen to be living and breathing and slobbering. You know, essentially no different than that. These dog lovers, they come here and they get triggered when I start to roast dogs, and they know that that's what I'm going to do. Roast dogs, roast the dog culture. And it's not really just no roasting. It's just telling the truth. There's a reason why you keep coming to hear the truth, dog lovers. All right? You may as well just follow your instinct. You know, as I got older, I learned to do that. Follow how you feel. Follow how you feel. Your timing gets better as you age. With everything, your timing gets better as you age. So don't rush anything and avoid drugs. Please avoid. Drugs are more dangerous today than they've ever been, ever. Avoid these corner store drugs as well. I suspect they're putting some very bad stuff in that stuff. Yeah? Take good care of yourself. Don't endanger your family like the owners of these large, vicious breeds. Don't do that. Nobody should have to tell you not to do that. Don't endanger your neighbors. Your neighbors are there. They're like your family. Supposed to be like your family. You know, they see somebody breaking in your house. Hey, somebody's breaking into Miss, Johnson's house. Call the cops. Neighbors look out for each other. See a neighbor, in trouble, you help them out. Back in the day, we used to, go to the neighbors, get some sugar, get some butter, something. Neighbors are like family. Your neighbors will help raise you. That's how it was when I was young. People on the street help to raise you. And it's very disrespectful and uncivilized to keep your neighbors in constant danger of being stabbed to death. Their kids, their families in constant danger, especially if you know these things prefer to attack kids. Out of respect for your neighbors, y'all should get rid of these things. Don't be a flipping dirt bag. Stop being a dirt bag. I don't understand what y'all get out of that anyways. Shout out to everybody able to join me for this late night creeper. I'm going to sleep well tonight. Hope you all do as well. Shout out to Buster Gundo in the house, Bitter Fly, Elsmeralda, Skull Kid, my man Calvin in the house, Control Alt Escape, King Babe in the house. King Babe, we've been talking about you and your situation. It's horrible. Man, that is horrible. And I just laid out some information. I hope it helps. And if I find something else, I'm going to share it. Okay, I shared a number of articles. As a matter of fact, I'll share them in the description box after I upload this. And yeah, these parasites can live in water for days, in swimming pools for days. For that reason alone, they should never do this. If you're going to have a dog party, have it in a pool that humans don't use. There's like an epidemic right now of people getting sick from swimming pools. Now is exactly the time you don't do something like that, especially in this virus era. It's supposed to be a heightened level of awareness as far as disease and germs and parasites. No, have no dog party and no apartment complex swimming pool. It's the worst. That's the craziest thing I ever heard in my life, man. That is crazy. So I hope that helps. Good night. Pleasant and sweet dreams to everyone. Have pleasant dreams tonight, and I will see y'all a little later on as we continue with this crusade.